Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have a first impressions trying new makeup video. We're going to be testing out a bunch of brand new things from TJMAXX that I hauled a few weeks back and I still haven't tried them out. And also at the drugstore, there's a bunch of brand new things that recently launched and I'm so excited because you guys know I love my drugstore products. So let me know if you tried any of these down below. Don't forget to grab your snacks because this video is going to be very long. And I don't really have any updates for you, but I hope you're all doing well, and let's just go ahead and get started. So I have my brows done. There aren't really any new brow products. Well, I'm sure there are, but to be honest, I'm not a huge brow person. Like, I have my products that I love and then that's it. Usually I'll just stick to like the same brow products for a long period of time. But I do have some new eyeshadows. I picked these up from TJMAXX actually, and this is called the Bronze Beauty Bronzer Eyeshadow Palette. So basically they're all bronzy warm tone shades, which you guys know I love. This was like $4 or $5 at TJMAXX, which is crazy. And I did prime my lids and everything just like I normally do. So I'm going to start off with a blending brush and I'm going to pick up this color right here, which honestly kind of reminds me of the Anastasia shade in Orange Soda. So I'm going to just take that and blend that in my crease. It's a really light transition shade, which I love. And I'm using a Live and Breathe Beauty Just blending brush. This is like the best blending brush at the drugstore, you guys. I got it at Walmart like years ago and I still have it. It's still going strong. It is just absolutely amazing. So, and also don't mind my appearance today. I'm literally just wearing like a sweatsuit type of outfit today just because if I could, I would literally wear t-shirt and leggings every single day. And honestly, I do. I wear just a very casual clothes on a daily. I don't know, it's just my style. Okay, on a different brush, I'm going to use this color right up here. It's like a nice rich brown. I love a nice matte smoky eye. And I'm just really happy with these shades right now. Do you guys hear those little sounds? I think it's just, I don't even know. Like, I'm on the ground floor here at school and I hear so many different things. Like, I can hear when people flush the toilet on the first floor upstairs. I can hear everything. I feel like a lot of these shades do look the same though, even though they're different, but they're really all the same. I wish they had like a darker color. I'm gonna just use this shade on that same brush and I'm gonna just use that to kind of like add some definition to this look, because even though the colors are pigmented, I feel like once you start blending them in, they all look the same. Like, this isn't really doing a whole lot. It literally looks like one color, although the colors that I did use, they're pigmented, and you know, this is such a cheap palette. So I mean, for what it's worth, it works. They're pretty much just transition colors. Once you start building them up, they all just kind of turn into one shade. So it's not like a crazy, you know, out of this world palette. I feel like I need a little bit of something like in the inner corner just because it looks like one shade. So I did pick up this new Hard Candy Just Glow Baked Highlighting Trio. It just looks like this. So I'm going to use these later on when I do my face, but I'm also going to use them right now just to add a little bit of a pop to my lid as eyeshadows, because you can always use, you know, highlighters as eyeshadows and eyeshadows as highlighters because there's no rules to makeup. So I'm gonna just pick up, I think, these two colors right here because they look really nice, pretty pigmented. They feel a little chunky-ish, but hopefully they'll apply nice on the eyes. I just feel like I need a little something, you know, like a little something extra. Right, I feel like that kind of just does not look good. Okay, this look is neutral, but it's kind of like I'm not living for it. It's kind of just blah. The highlighters don't really do a whole lot. As you can see, they don't look super intense. For lashes, I'm using these Eyelure and Jasmine Brown JB lashes. Look how beautiful they are. They are super dramatic. Look at how gorgeous she is. That is stunning. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pop these on. I always like to place my lashes first and then see how they're gonna look. I think I like these without any eyeliner, so I think we're gonna be good. Look at how pretty they are. They are really, really wispy and thick, but they're not like overly dramatic, which I really like. All right, so I'm just gonna let my lash glue dry for a little bit before popping those on. I'm gonna move on to skin, which I'm really excited about. So first I have the new Covergirl Vitalist Glow Luminizing Lotion. Just looks like this. As you see, Covergirl did revamp their packaging and I really, really like this new sort of style that they have going on. It's really simple and I've heard really good things about this, so I'm super excited because I do have combo skin, so I always need a little bit of like a glow to my skin. This smells like popcorn. Kind of smells like soap and popcorn. Oh wow, this is actually a lot prettier than I expected. It's really hydrating and super glowy. You can see just like that little bit of glow that it gave my skin. I really like that. Oh yeah, I do see little tiny specks of glitter on my face. They're so little, like you can't tell from like a distance, but when I'm actually like looking really up close at my face in the mirror, I can see the glitter. It's not totally terrible and it's not like, you know, big fat glitter chunks, but there is a little bit of glitter in it, so just a little FYI. Just realized I forgot to apply mascara, and I actually do have a new one. This is the new L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar X Fiber. It's like a dual-ended mascara, and I think one side's probably like a primer. Oh no, they're just two different mascaras. That's so cool. I was like, is it gonna be a primer? Because I really don't like mascara primers. I feel like they don't even work. So that is what that looks like. I really like the fact that it comes with two wands because it's kind of like two mascaras in one. I mean, who doesn't want that? I love the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. That's one of my all-time favorites. Oh wow, this is actually showing up, and I have really tiny lashes, you guys. Like, my lashes have gotten so short over the years because I think it's because I wear falsies like all the time, because like when I was in high school, my lashes they weren't super long, but they were like longer than they are now. But this is actually showing up. I did one side and then I did the other, and it's like actually showing, so that's good. I like that. I usually don't get really excited over mascaras, but lately I've been trying out some really good ones. This I really like. I'm like all over the place when I do my makeup, but I always like to let my primer sit for a little bit just to give it like the full effect on my face. Right, for foundation, I have the Physicians Formula The Healthy Foundation. This has SPF 20. It's a brightening complex foundation. It just looks like this. I really love the packaging. It's super high-end. Kind of reminds me of a oops, gotta twist it. So don't lift off the thing like I just did. You actually twist it, and it comes with a huge wand. It kind of reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape foundation wand. You can see just how big that is. So many of you guys have been asking me to try out this foundation, and I was like, okay, fine. Because I don't want to say I don't like Physicians Formula. It's just not a brand that really like intrigues me. Nothing against Physicians Formula. It just never really caught my eye. But I got this one in the shade MW2. I don't really know, honestly, too much of the claims. I'm just going to kind of go with it and see what happens. Hopefully the shade matches me. I always guess my shade. I don't really have a technique. Love the fact that it comes with this wand. I just feel like it doesn't pick up a lot of product. So I also did get a new sponge, which I just used today to clean up my brows, but this was the Sonia Kashuk blending sponge. Look how cute the packaging is. I love like the black and white marble. It's adorable. So I'm gonna do one side with the sponge and the other side with a brush because I've been loving my foundation with a brush lately. We have a good match. I am so proud of myself. I'm gonna look up the claims of the foundation because I think I should do that, right? That should be helpful. Just right off the bat, looking at this foundation, looks like it's going to be a really natural foundation. Doesn't have a lot of coverage. All right, with the other side, I'm going to use my Kokie 618 foundation brush, which I love. You can get it at Walmart. I mean, I feel like foundations like this, it really all comes down to personal preference. Like, I prefer more full coverage. So it's a long-wearing, buildable, and breathable foundation that provides lightweight, medium coverage with a healthy satin finish. I knew I was right. I knew this wasn't full coverage. So let's apply a little bit more because it does say that it's buildable to a light, medium coverage. I feel like if you don't have a lot to cover up and maybe you just want something really lightweight, then this could be a good foundation for you. Honestly, I kind of like it more with a beauty sponge. I feel like it looks just a little bit more like fresh on the skin. I really like the brush with more stuff that's like medium to full coverage. But if you're doing lightweight coverage, I think your best bet is applying the product with a sponge or beauty blender. It is really pretty on the skin though, not gonna lie, it looks really good. Looking at myself, I don't see the glitter a whole lot, but like moving my face a little bit, you can kind of see little specks of glitter. Again, that's from the primer, not the foundation, so just a little FYI. I don't really like that, to be honest. Like, I really love the Becca Backlight and First Light Priming Filter because it gives you that glowy look without any glitter to it, and I'm not a huge fan of glitter in primers or anything like that. I feel like it kind of just throws everything off, so Then for concealer, I have the new Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Concealer. I have this one in the shade Light Medium. I'm not a huge fan of this packaging that it has. I prefer just like traditional dope applicator. But again, that's just me being picky. I love the, oh, maybe this is a good shade actually. This is really light for it to be light medium, but I really love the Healthy Elixir foundation, so I kind of have high hopes for this concealer. I'm gonna just use the same Sonia Kashuk sponge. I love this sponge, by the way. So squishy. I love the fact that there's so many great sponges that, you know, are so affordable. You don't have to spend $20 on a beauty blender anymore. It's great. I do not like this concealer, you guys. Like, already I don't like it. And the color is very light and like almost, I want to say like gray on my skin. Like, I normally like concealers that are a little bit more yellowy just because my skin is like an olive skin tone. These two products together are definitely for my girls who don't like medium to full coverage. You like something to look really fresh, kind of like your skin but better without looking or feeling like you have a lot of makeup on with like very minimal coverage. Then I think you would really like this combo together. It's not terrible, it really isn't. Like, I actually like the way it's blending into my skin. I like the products more once they're blended in together versus like when I first started blending them out. So as you guys saw, if you watched my TJMAXX video, I did pick up this new complete color correcting kit. You can see it looks like this, and they actually do have Profusion at Target, so definitely check it out because I do actually really like a lot of things from that brand. So what I'm going to do is do a little bit of cream highlighting and contouring. I'm going to pick up this warm shade right here. I should have used the peach corrector today. I've totally forgot. I really like this because it comes with a little mirror, comes with 2 brushes, and this was only $7.99, so it was super affordable. From my experience, cream products tend to be a little bit more on the thick side, and I really don't like that. So what I'm actually going to do is just apply a little bit of a beauty oil into these products because I want to kind of like make the product a little bit more creamy. I don't know if the drugstore has a beauty oil, so I'm going to just use this one that I have from Kevyn Aucoin. I've never tried it. This is my first time using it, but please let me know if the drugstore has some beauty oils because I don't really hear too many oils at the drugstore. All of the oils that I have are high-end, unfortunately, but let me know down below. Okay, this looks very, very orangey, so I'm actually going to use a little bit of the darker color. I just used a little bit of the beauty oil. The product isn't as dry as I thought it was going to be, which is great. I'm kind of mixing the 2 shades that I showed you guys. I'm going to do a little bit of this shade underneath the eyes just to really brighten because I feel like I didn't get a whole lot from the concealer. Like I said, it's just such a very natural concealer. I'm actually really impressed with the formula of this. I feel like the product, even without the beauty oil, isn't as dry as I thought it was going to be, which is great. So I'm going to just blend all of this stuff out. I'm going to just use my beauty sponge. I always get really scared with products like this just because they tend to be so thick and cakey on the skin. I personally am not a huge cream highlighting and contouring person. I'm going to use the same beauty sponge to blend out the contour as well. Oh my gosh, this is blending out flawlessly. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love this. This little palette is like, first of all, the packaging is adorable. It is a little bulky, but this is cute, a little holographic. This is super creamy. I mean, again, I did use a little bit of the beauty oil, but I didn't use an excess amount. I used a couple drops and it, oh, I forgot to blend it out. It looks so good. So I'm also gonna go ahead and just set everything. I have 2 different palettes from TJMAXX. The first one is also from Profusion. Again, this brand is so good and it's so cheap. This was only $3, you guys. Like, do you see that? Thinking I'm gonna go with this one because I got this other Profusion palette and it's literally like melting away and just crumbling on my entire life, as you can see. So I'm gonna go in with this palette because it looks a little bit just better in general. So I'm gonna just pick up the banana color right under here and I'm gonna use that to set underneath my eyes. And pretty much everywhere where I did highlight, I'm gonna use my favorite brush from Wet n Wild. It's the P65. I don't really like this color, this banana color. You can see there's a lot of fallout when you dip your brush in. It has a little bit of a yellow tint, which I love, but it's just, I feel like a little too yellow underneath my eyes. I don't know if you can really tell, but it picked up a little too much yellow. Don't really love that. So I am gonna take this palette right over here. This is called the Profusion Contour and Highlight Palette. It's the Sparkle and Shine 6-color palette. It just looks like that. Oh wow, this one's way better. It just sucks that it's like so crumbly. Yeah, you can just see how much brighter that looks versus this one. I normally don't love super bright under eye anymore. I mean, I still do, but like I don't like it to be super stark white, but I also don't like it to look too yellow under here because then I feel like it kind of just looks really dark in that area, and I already have like dark circles, so it kind of drags my under eye area down and I don't like that. I'm gonna use this Violet Voss brush that I have. It doesn't have a name, it's just like a tapered sort of brush, and I'm gonna dip back into the other Profusion palette and use this. Ooh, I'm kind of nervous. I'm gonna use these 2 shades in here. Okay, I'm not really loving these palettes. I feel like they're a little too powdery and a little too pigmented, which I know that's kind of a weird thing to say for something to be too pigmented, but there is such thing. You see all this powder that I have on my shirt? It's crazy. All right, for blush, I have two new ones from Catrice, and I really love Catrice. It's such a great affordable brand. These are the new Strobing blushes, and I love blushes with a little bit of sheen to them. I think they're super pretty, especially for spring and summer. So I have two different shades. I have Mrs. Summer Peach, which just looks like this, right up my alley. And then I have another one which is in Mrs. Amber Brown. This one's a little bit more bronzy. I'm gonna go in with Mrs. Amber Brown. That is so cute. Just because I have so much bronziness going on today, I feel like I need it. I'm gonna use my stippling brush from TJMAXX, which I love, from, what is this brand? Ollie and Olivia. Love it already. I love it. I already know when I love a blush, just from the way that it applies. I love that color. Oh my gosh, it looks so smooth and pretty. It's not too overwhelmingly bronzed or brown on the skin, but it gives you the prettiest wash of color. I love that shade. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is take the Hard Candy highlighting palette that I was using earlier. So this highlighting palette actually comes with a little brush, and I'm gonna use it. I normally don't really love brushes that come with palettes. They're just not my favorite. Sometimes they're a little bulky or they're a little too small. This handle, I wish it was a little bigger, but I appreciate it because it looks actually like a really decent brush. As you can see, this would be really good for underneath the eyes. I am super fair, as you can see, so I'm gonna just use the color right in the middle because these two are really pretty, but I think they're gonna be better when I do have some more color on my skin. Ooh. It's actually a lot prettier than when I applied it to my lid. I'm not a huge fan of this brush, so I'm going to use my favorite brush because I feel like I'm going to give this product a fair shot. I'm going to use my Morphe M501. Pretty. It's not like, you know, out of this world, but it is a nice highlight. Okay, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it. I'm not absolutely blown away, but I'm not hating it. So I'm going to finish up my lower lash line. It's going to be super simple. I'm going to just use obviously the same colors that I was using earlier from this palette, just a bunch of browns. And I'm also going to pick up that same mascara that I was using from L'Oreal and just coat my bottom lashes as well. I'm also going to use this new brown liner from L'Oreal. It's the Infallible Long Wear Eye Pencil. I've tried the nude one. I really like it. This was just the brown. I've never tried this color. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with the new Maybelline Tattoo Studio Waterproof Brow Gel. So it just looks like this. I have two shades. I have medium brown and deep brown. I think I'm going to go in with medium brown because I'd rather my brows be a little too light than too dark. Comes with a really tiny little spoolie. This kind of looks like a L'Oreal Infallible Matte Paint. Ooh, and I like how tiny the wand is. That's really great and super convenient. So I'm gonna just go ahead and set my brows. Oh, this is a very like wet formula. I'm gonna use that spoolie just because it's clean and I feel like it's convenient. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips really quick with the NYX lip liner in the shade Sugar Glass. This is not new, but I do have a new lip product. I just feel like I need to line them, so this is my favorite lip liner. So a new product that I have is also from Covergirl. They have a lot of new stuff, which is great, but this is the Melting Pout Matte, and this one's in the shade Current Nude. So I had no idea that they had these new matte liquid lipsticks. I'm really pumped. You guys know I love liquid lips. It's like the last nude color. I was like, thank God, because I was not about to wear like a bright pink. You guys know me. I love my nudes. Kind of smells like the Rimmel matte liquid lipsticks, which I don't like those. Don't really like the smell of them either, so hopefully it's a good product. I do like the color. You don't get a lot of product on the wand when you apply it. I feel like you have to really build it up to get like the pigment, because when you just do one swipe on your lips, it's not an extremely pigmented liquid lipstick. Final thing I'm gonna do is just go ahead and lock my makeup into place. This is the new, another CoverGirl product. Told you guys, I have a lot of new stuff. This is the Look Lock Up All Day Setting Mist. This smells like hairspray. Smells good, but it smells like hairspray. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. It's a really simple, neutral look, but I kind of expected that with this eyeshadow palette that I got from TJ Maxx, but I'm really loving it, and surprisingly, I'm loving a lot of the products that I used. I don't want to say that I had low hopes for the products, but like when I was first applying them, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, like the foundation and the concealer, but I actually really like the way the foundation looks, and I feel like since it is such light to medium buildable coverage, that since I use those cream products from the Profusion palette to contour, it made the process a lot easier. It doesn't look cakey or anything just because the foundation is so lightweight, so I do feel like that helped a lot. I love this palette. I actually really like the way the foundation is looking right now. The concealer, I'm not like hating it, but I'm not obsessed with it. I think it's just because of the coverage and the packaging. I mean, it's not totally terrible, but again, it's just not like my Ulta Beauty concealer or like my Tarte Shape Tape or like the new Flower Beauty concealer. I mean, I think there's other better alternatives to this, but I mean, that could change, and I do feel like it's creasing on me quite a bit underneath here, like underneath my eyes. And typically that always creases for me, but I feel like this is accentuating it a little bit much. I'm really actually liking this Maybelline brow gel, but the ultimate test is how it's going to wear throughout the day and if my brows are actually going to stay put, so I will keep you guys posted on that. I also really love this L'Oreal mascara. I love like the two-ended concept. I think it's kind of like double for your money, so I think it works really well, especially for my little lashes, so super impressed with this. This sponge is everything. If you need a new beauty sponge, definitely check out Sonia Kashuk. You can get it at Target. This was under $10, and I just love how squishy and bouncy and soft it is, and it literally just feels so good when you're blending out your foundation and concealer. I love it. This Strobing blush from Catrice is beautiful. I love the shade. I love how it has a tiny bit of like a sheen when you apply it to your cheeks. It just makes everything look really healthy and pretty. I'm not totally obsessed with this liquid lipstick from Covergirl. I don't know, the way that it's wearing right now, it just, I mean, it doesn't feel like I have anything on my lips, but I felt like I needed to apply so many layers to get the pigment that I wanted, like with this color, and I really love the color, just not really a huge fan of the formula, but we'll see how it lasts throughout the day. The Hard Candy Highlighting Palette is one of those products that isn't absolutely terrible, but it's not blowing my mind away. I think there's definitely a lot better highlights at the drugstore. I don't really like these palettes, you guys, from TJ Maxx and the Profusion brand. They're just a little too pigmented, especially this one right here. It's just so crumbly, and the minute you dip your brush into the product, it just starts to crumble everywhere, and just, I'm not a huge fan of that. There's a lot better contouring palettes at the drugstore. Makeup Revolution, Wet n Wild, NYX, but these two for me, I'm just not a fan of them. The eyeshadow palette works for what it's worth, but if you want a ton of different browns and really super pigmented eyeshadows, you're not going to get it with this palette. You do blend, you do get some color payoff, but you have to build it up, and once you start building up other colors on top of others, you're just going to kind of get like what I did, just one color. In general, it's not really going to be like a bunch of different shades. Even though it looks like a bunch of different shades, when you actually go to blend them out, it kind of just turns into one color. I want to mention this primer. I really like the formula of it. I like the way it feels on my skin. It gives you a really natural light glow, but it does have some glitter in it, which makes me not a huge fan of this product, just because I feel like there's so many other really great primers like this at the drugstore and higher end that don't have that glitter effect in it. It's just kind of throwing me off a little bit. I'm not a fan of glitter. Love the formula. The way it smells is a little overwhelming, but the glitter, I'm just gonna have to pass on that. So right now it is 1:42 p.m. I'm gonna just go about my day. I actually have 2 classes today, and I'm just gonna come back in a few hours and check in with you guys, let you know how everything is wearing. Oh, almost forgot. Let's do a quick flash test, because I know everybody always wants to know how products wear and how they look with flash photography. I do have the iPhone 7, so let's just go ahead and take a picture. Alright, so it actually doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks really good. I look super glowy. I'm living for it. I definitely feel like the foundation has a lot to do with it, and I'm actually really impressed. So I'm going to come back in a little bit, and I'll let you guys know how everything is wearing. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, so right now it is 6:11 p.m. and I'm gonna go to class soon. I have class at 6:30. I did take off my lashes. I tried to like reapply them, and I was just having so many issues with the inner corner. It kept lifting up, so I'm like, whatever, I'm not even gonna bother trying to put them on. So I'm gonna go to class looking like a hot mess. But I wanted to just show you guys what my face is looking like right now. I'm using my vlogging camera right now, which isn't the best quality when it comes to like skin and showing you what it looks like, but I still wanted to do like a little up close shot. I haven't touched up any of my makeup yet, or since I applied it, and then my lip color is completely faded, so I just wanted to show you guys. So I'm gonna touch up right now, and I'm using my Miracle Matte Powder from Flower Beauty. I kind of expected my face to be really oily at this point, just because the foundation isn't supposed to be matte, and I didn't use a mattifying primer today, so kind of expected it. It's not really a huge deal for me. It's pretty much just like my T-zone that needs the most blotting, really. I'm not a huge fan of this lip color. I don't know what it is. I just don't really like the formula of it on my lips. The color is nice, but it doesn't really last very long either. I mean, I did eat and stuff, but in general, it doesn't really last. It started fading, honestly, within like 20 minutes of me wearing it. So, all right, so that is what everything looks like once I blotted and reapplied the lip color. I really don't like the lip color, to be honest. Like, the more that I use it, the more that I honestly hate the formula. So, for me, that's a no-go. Do not recommend. I think the makeup is wearing really well as far as my face, because obviously my eyes look a hot mess, but like, even though I used so much product and concealer and I did like the cream contouring and stuff, I do feel like everything is wearing really nicely, which is really surprising just because that's a lot of product layered over top of each other, but it's working out really well. I expected myself to be oily, so that's not really a huge deal for me, but I think it looks really good. So I'm gonna go to class and then I'll be back once I'm done and I'll do a final check-in for you guys. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right guys, so it is 9:36 p.m. So I've been wearing this makeup for about 8 hours at this point, and I know I look rough right now. It's been a long day, and I might have little like black mascara spots on my face because it was like snowing, raining outside when I was coming home from class, and I feel like my mascara kind of ran a little bit. I will say that I actually really like the foundation now that it's like sunken into my skin. I really love the foundation with the Profusion cream products that I use. I think hand in hand they both work really well together. So all in all, I'm really happy with most of the products that I use in today's video. The things that I would probably stay away from, first of all, the eyeshadow palette. I mean, it was so affordable. Like I said, for what it's worth, it's not bad, but it's not an amazing palette, so I will have to pass on that. And I also really don't like these Profusion powdered contour palettes. I love the conceal palette with the cream products, but the powder products for me are just a miss. I would not repurchase these and I wouldn't recommend them. So even though they're so cheap, I think there's just better alternatives out there at the drugstore, so I have to pass on those. I also really don't like this Covergirl primer. I mean, it's really pretty. I just don't like the fact that it has glitter in it. I'm gonna have to pass on the Covergirl concealer. I don't mind a lightweight to medium coverage foundation. Like, I can deal with this foundation. Even though I prefer more fuller coverage, I really actually like the way this looks on my skin, but lightweight concealer is not my favorite. I prefer a medium or full coverage concealer, especially if I'm gonna be using it with a lightweight foundation, because I need something to give me more coverage underneath my eyes. And I feel like this has just been creasing on me like crazy under here too. I'm not a fan of it. I don't really love the packaging too much. It's just, it's not awful, but not my favorite. Wouldn't repurchase it. Everything else I really liked, and I'm gonna keep testing out these products and I'll keep you posted in future videos on things that worked, things that didn't. So just be on the lookout. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Please don't mind my appearance right now and earlier. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all and I'll see you soon. Bye.